Let me first say a very warm welcome to everyone here. Welcome to the students. Thank you for joining us for today's information session. And a very special and very warm welcome to Kerry Lawrence and Ray Govender from Mr. Price. They are here today to speak to you about the work experience program that Mr. Price has in June, July, and to answer any questions you might have about careers at Mr. Price. So without further ado, let me hand over to both of you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Mr. Price Group Careers presentation. We firstly want to say a big thank you to UKZN for letting us present to you guys, and for you guys for taking the time out to obviously attend the session and learn a little bit more about Mr. Price and what we have to offer you. My name is Kerry Lawrence, and I am the graduate recruiter for the Mr. Price Group. Together with me, I have my colleague Ray Govender, who is working in the background with the questions and answers. So if you guys have any questions, please just pop that in the chat box or the Q&A box, and Ray will assist you there. If you do have questions and you want to speak up, please feel free to raise your hand, and then we will give you permission to chat to us. Yeah, so that's basically me and Ray in a nutshell. I also have Farah, who's next to me. She is one of the trainees at Mr. Price Group, and she will now introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Farah Mohammed. I studied BCom at UKZN and I majored in supply chain management and marketing. A little bit about me, I'm a graduate trainee planner at Mr. Price Apparel, and I enjoy reading and cups of tea and rainy weather.
Wow, lovely. Well, thanks, Farah. Thank you for also taking the time to help us present to the students today. Okay, so guys, we now know that Mr. Price is presenting to you today. And I know you guys all think you know who Mr. Price is, okay? So now I want to get a bit interactive with you guys. So please open up your Q&A, your chat boxes. And I want to know from you guys, how many divisions do you think the Mr. Price Group has? So you can pop your answers in the chat box. So how many divisions do you think Mr. Price Group has? Three, I see three. Nope, not three. Not one, so let's go up 7. You're getting a bit close. Not 5. 10 is hot, you're really close. 11, we're going off a bit. Nope, not 15. 9, I see 9. Yes, correct. We have 9 divisions at Mr. Price Group. Who answered that? Sia Bongonke. Yes, we have 9 divisions at Mr. Price Group. Okay, so now that we know we have 9 divisions, can we try and guess what divisions they are called? So I'll give you an example. For one will be Mr. Price Apparel. What are the other 8 divisions that we have at Mr. Price? Mr. Price Sport, correct. Home, Mr. Price Home, correct. Baby will fall part of apparel. Clothing is apparel. So mobile will form part of Mr. Price Money, that's correct. Milady is correct. Power Fashion, correct. Sheet Street, Studio Aces, somebody's on Google here. Yuppie Chef. Yeah, was that all of them?
Yeah. Ladies.
Yeah, I think that's all right. If we could please move to the next slide. Yes, correct. So guys, these are our 9 divisions. So it's Mr. Price, which is Mr. Price Apparel, Mr. Price Home, Mr. Price Sports, Mr. Price Money, Power Fashion, Sheet Street, Miladies, and Yuppie Chef. Okay, so yeah, that is us in a nutshell. Okay, so as we move forward, guys, I'm now going to bring Farah back into the conversation. So Farah is going to tell us a little bit more about her experience and her journey from obviously being at UKZN and now becoming a trainee at the Mr. Price Group. Okay, so I'll ask her a few questions and she will answer me. So Farah, at what point did you decide that you wanted to work for the Mr. Price Group?
For me, it was on campus. In my third year, I had an assignment in marketing and I had to research retailers, and I did my research on Mr. Price and I completely fell in love with the company, the culture, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. And then I got accepted to join the web and I got to experience everything firsthand, and I just knew that this is where I wanted to work. So, yeah.
Lovely. And what did you do or learn at WIP that prepared you for your career at Mr. Price?
So basically, the web was an introduction to the company and to the respective departments that we were based in. So it gave me perspective to what my roles would be as a planner or as a buyer, and really get to know the company and the people and get to know what Mr. Price is all about.
Cool. And what division are you working in at the moment, and what exactly do you do?
So currently I'm in Mr. Price Apparel, that's Mr. Price Clothing. I'm a trainee planner for pre-boys department, and as a planner, we deal with analyzing sales, identifying customer trends, allocating stock to stores. We're the analytical part of the team, very numbers orientated. And one of the most interesting things about working with a planner is the team that you work with, because it's so diverse. You work with buyers, you work with designers, you work with trend departments. And when you come up with a range of products, it's so exciting to see that the products that y'all actually come up with in store and people actually buy them. So that's really fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so you've been a trainee for going on to 4 months now. How is the transition being from being a student and now you being in the working world?
It was an eye-opener. It was like 0 to 180, but I've been enjoying it so much. I knew that I wanted to be a part of Mr. Price, and that made the journey a lot easier, especially coming in from the web, knowing what to expect. And that gave me foresight on what to do. It has been challenging because at uni, you don't have a lot of responsibility, but it has been amazing thus far.
Okay. And what advice would you give students now that you're working?
I think one thing I would love to say is make the best of university while you can. You won't get it back, and use this time to discover yourself, make mistakes, learn from it, work hard, and just have that passion and know where you want to be, and then like do what you need to get there. So yeah.
And what do you love the most about working at Mr. Price?
The culture, the people, how everybody is so helpful, how Mr. Price really pushes us to be unique. They allow us to express ourselves, not just in the company, but in the way we dress, in the way we are. We can decorate our desks. It really pushes you to be an individual. So I love that.
Okay. And what do you miss the most about campus?
The food, probably.
The food.
Yeah. That, and also,
do you guys agree, is the food good?
on Westfield campus, it was great. I missed that. And I guess just the lack of responsibility on campus, I missed that a lot. But yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Thanks so much, Farah. Guys, do you have any questions for Farah before we move on and continue with the presentation? So from a student perspective, asking an ex-student maybe about their journey, advice you want, feel free to just pop the questions, or you can raise your hand and ask the questions live and we will gladly answer the questions.
Which food? Pre-COVID had the best shops on campus. I'm sorry that y'all didn't get to experience that.
How did you manage your time as a student?
I used to make lists and make sure that I had everything ticked off. It is a bit hard, but I think once you delegate time, and time management is the most important. So know what you need to get done first and what's going to take you the most amount of time, and then work from there.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Don't be shy. What are some of the responsibilities that were work related?
On campus or right now?
Pusisiwe, on campus or right now? It's a pleasure. So okay, let's talk about the responsibilities that you have at work.
Okay, so at work, for the first few months, most of our time is spent in observation. And as a trainee, we have training programs. So we actually do go to class here. We do get assignments. It's a lot like university, but you also get the on-the-job learning.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a mentor, and your mentor takes you through what you need to do, shows you how to do it. And then you also have your classes where you have your assignments. Once a week, you go to class, you have like half a day. You sit through lectures. So basically, Mr. Price equips you for the job that you're intended to do after you're done with training.
And that's what you guys need. You want to be a master, so you got to learn from the best. So yeah, what do you need in order to be considered in a Mr. Price program? So I will speak about that in a few minutes. 4 months in the working environment, how did you feel being a newbie there?
Honestly, they don't really make you feel like a newbie. When I started, they really welcomed me in, and people are very helpful there. So nobody treats you like you're just a newcomer there or like pushes you out. Everybody is extremely friendly, extremely helpful. I felt right at home.
Yes, Nowazi, you too get paid. Okay, requirements, we'll speak about that just now. How are the benefits? Any free clothes?
Not free, but we do have a sample shop at the offices where you get clothes at crazy discounts, like absolutely crazy.
And our discount cards?
And our discount cards, which you can use at all 9 of our divisions. Yeah.
So if you want something from Studio 88, believe you me, we got a card. So how did you go about searching for employment, and how quickly were you able to find employment after completing your qualification?
Okay, so after I completed my qualification, I actually really wanted to get into Mr. Price. I knew that's where I wanted to be. And I applied for every single job I could, even those that I wasn't qualified for. Anything that came up on the career side, I applied for. And then I think a few months after that, I completed my degree. And then, yeah, 3 months after that, I got a call to come in for the web. So I came in for the web. And after I did the web, we still had to go through a few more stages. So it was basically 3 months until I got to the web after my degree. Yeah. And then the trainee planner started at the beginning of the next year. So yeah.
Awesome. Excuse me, guys. So Ray has put in the chat box the links to apply for the work experience program. So you guys can just save those links as well. We will also be sending our communication to the university to share with you guys in terms of the links. And I will also let you know the website towards the end of the presentation. Okay, so I have a question. Being a student doing SCM and marketing, how did you stand out for organizations to recruit you?
Okay, I think firstly, you should have a good resume. Your CV should be up to date, and any extracurricular that you did, please add it on there. Also, be yourself in interviews, or even in your short little description of yourself on your CV. Just be yourself, because recruiters can really tell when you're lying and when you're trying to fake it. So be yourself, be honest, and try to be as open as possible.
Perfect. Did you do your postgrad or only have a degree?
I only have a degree, but I'm planning to do my postgrad next year. And Mr. Price does offer the option of paying for your future studies.
Okay. Did you apply before or after your degree completion?
Before my degree completion.
Yes. So I will explain that to you guys in a few minutes. Please resend the links, right? If you could please add the links again into the chat box. Thanks. Okay, so guys, I'm going to move on in the presentation. We will come back to more questions towards the end of the presentation, okay? So before we move on, I just want to let you know that we are now going to be playing a short video, which will give a little recap on what happened at our last year work experience program. And then once that video is done, I'll give you more details on the program. Okay.
It's been very nice to be out there because most of the time I'll just be in my shell and not open myself. So I've realized that opening myself to other people, I get to learn and also gain a whole different perspective from other people. So that has been great.
My biggest highlight is just been getting to know the business environment and how it operates by taking a tour to all the different departments within Mr. Price, just getting to know everything and where everything is. This has been a great experience here, just working and putting in a good shift, been a great experience so far, and I can't wait to continue this journey and give it the best shot I've got.
It was just so like accommodating and hospitable, and you guys made us feel so comfortable, and just like we can be ourselves. You know, there was like no strict dress code or anything. You just come, show up, be you, do you. Just bringing our own personalities to the table. You guys encouraging our best strength, just like the whole experience. I mean, we're only in the 3rd day of the program, and there's still like a lot more to go, but so far so good.
I presented my staff very well, and then they asked me a couple of questions, which I was able to answer, so I'm happy.
Thanks so much, Ray. Okay, so let's talk about the work experience program, okay? So our work experience program is a paid partnership or paid internship. It runs during the June-July holidays for 3 weeks, and this is dedicated to 3rd year or final year students. So let's speak about what's in it for you in terms of the work experience program. So one, you get an opportunity to test drive a career in retail. So literally you get an opportunity to see and learn what happens behind the scenes at one of the largest retail businesses on the continent. You get to gain valuable soft skills and better understand how your degree can be used within our business. You also get a chance to get your foot in the door. So the reason why I say this is because our work experience program is our main feeder into our trainee program. So basically, this is like a pre-interview for you at the same time, because you will be working directly with the divisions during the work experience program. So they will get to know you. And obviously, if you have a good impression on them, then they could possibly employ you as a trainee in the following year. And then you learn from some of the best retailers in the country and the world. And then the last thing is that you develop relationships with other WEPians. So I'm sure Farah can agree, when you obviously come to WEP, you don't know anyone, you make these friends, and then when you become a trainee, you actually start seeing these people again, and it's like, oh my God, I know you, and you automatically have friends within the business already. So that also helps your transition, obviously being a trainee in the business. Okay, so basically that is in a nutshell our work experience program. As Farah went into a little bit of detail of what they did at the work experience program. I know she didn't mention, but there are times where you would go into the store, so you learn literally from the beginning of how the business runs, from store level up until head office level, and how everything interlinks with each other. Again, it is a 3-week program. Applications are open at the moment, so Ray did add the link in the chat box. I will also give you the website where you can find the applications. And yeah, so that's basically in a nutshell what the work experience program is. Applications close mid-April, so please don't wait too late to submit your applications, because once applications are closed, we will not be receiving any further applications. Okay, so yeah, that's it about the work experience program. Ray, if we could please move to the next slide. And then coming soon, so we are planning to introduce a 2nd-year vacation program, and this is directed for the 2nd-year students. I know most of you in this session are 3rd-year or honors students, but for the 2nd years, if you could please start spreading the word for us and letting them know that towards the end of the year, we are planning to have a vacation program for them. And this will also be a feeder into WEP. So basically another pre-interview. If we like you, we could possibly secure you a spot at the work experience program once you are in 3rd year, or once they are in 3rd year. So that's our 2nd-year vacation program. Right? Perfect. Okay, so now we've spoken about our vacation program and work experience program. Now I want to just give you a little bit more detail into what the trainee roles are that we have at Mr. Price. So currently we have 2 trainee roles, which is a trainee buyer and a trainee planner. So just for you guys to understand what these roles kind of entail. So buyers and planners partner in building a range of products, whether it's clothing, footwear, homeware, etc., which eventually land in our stores, okay? So the buyer is typically known as the creative director in the partnership. They typically the product experts, the fashion designers, interior designers, clothing technologists, and consumer sciences. So they create our roles typically from scratch. So they make the product decisions, which include color, styles, fabrics, core products, fashion products, etc. Then we come into the other role, which is the planner role. So this is more of so the planner is more the finance director in this partnership. So they make the numbers-based decisions, how much money to allocate to an item in a range, which stores to send it to, when to send it to, sales analysis, profitability calls, pricings, markdowns, etc. So we typically look at BCom grads for planners, so that's in finance, strategic management, business management, marketing, logistics, supply chain, Bachelor of Business Science grads, and even CAs. So yeah, this is basically the trainee roles that we have to offer grads. But like I said, we aim at our work experience program first, and then we obviously try and recruit most of our trainees from there. If there are any additional roles that are not met due to WEP, we will advertise these trainee buyer and trainee planner roles on our website. So if you look, keep checking our website during the course of maybe July to November, there may be posts coming up for these positions as well. And again, this is obviously for final year students, because you would obviously be joining as a trainee the next year, and you obviously won't have time to go in for classes and study and stuff like that, because it is a full-on proper trainee program. As far as said, you have training sessions, you do on-the-job learning and stuff like that. Okay, so in terms of applications, you can visit our website, which is mrpcareers.com. You can fill in the form and create a profile for now, and then just save your login details for future access. So the next time you see a position up, you can obviously just log on and put in your application. As I did mention, that's the same link that you can use, same website you guys can use to find the work experience program applications. And it is called Workplace Experience Program on our website. And there are the different categories in buying and planning as well. In terms of our hiring process, it's apply online. You meet the minimum criteria, you'll complete a video interview. You will then be invited for a face-to-face interview. Lastly, you will do assessments and presentations, and our divisions will make selections. So this hiring process is basically for the trainee application. If you're applying for the workplace experience program, the assessments and presentations part of the process is excluded. So you will just end it at face-to-face interview. Just remember that you will only go on to the next step if you make it through that round. Okay, so yeah, that is basically us at Mr. Price and our process and the opportunities that we have to offer you guys. Do you have any questions for us? Okay, let's just scroll up and see the questions. Yes, BCom accounting students are considered for WEP. Where are you located, or is it any Mr. Price? So this is for the Mr. Price head office. We are based on the same road as Moses Mapida Stadium, so it's further down. We are literally next to the bus station here in Durban. Okay, we have sent the links. So for IT students, we don't currently have any positions yet, but I do suggest that you just keep an eye out on our website for any junior roles which you may qualify to apply for. But if you're doing a Bachelor in Arts majoring in economics, is this for me? Yes, if you are studying economics, you can definitely apply for the planning role. The video interview, will it be on Zoom? No, so the video interview will be on HireView. So how HireView works is we will send you a link and you will log on to this link, and there will be a series of questions that will be asked. So a series of questions will come up on your screen, and they'll give you a few minutes to prep for the answer, and then you will record yourself answering the questions. Okay. Majoring in economics and maths, do I qualify to apply? Yes. If you are doing economics and maths, you can qualify to apply for the planner role. Okay. Unfortunately, we are unable to disclose any salaries for the trainees. Links are sent. Yes, economics, as we said, you can apply. Since schools will be closed in June, residents will be closed. Do we provide accommodation for trainees? Unfortunately not. We do not provide accommodation for the work experience program. For those pursuing the CA route, is a traineeship ideal after the CTA qualification or BCom accounting? So if you're pursuing the CA routes, this is not the correct traineeship that you would apply for. You would have to apply for the PSYCA traineeship. And if you did not want to go the CA route, you can just come in with your BCom accounting. You don't have to do CTA. Okay, How can we get a hold of this recording, please? I'm struggling with bad connection due to connectivity and load shedding. The UKZN team will get this recording to all of you guys. If you live far, do they still consider you? If you are able to make it to work every day, yes, we will definitely consider you. I'm studying a Bachelor of Social Science, but one of my majors is management. Do I qualify to apply for WEP? Yes, you can apply for WEP. So the recording of the presentation will be on SAFE website next week. Do you still qualify if you're currently in your last semester at UD? So yes, so if you're applying for the work experience program, it means you're in your third year or in your final year. So you have not completed your studies yet, because the work experience program will run during the holiday period. Okay. If you make it to the potential employee selection process, will you be allocated to your nearest Mr. Price subsidiary, or is there a specific one for everyone? So everyone will come to the head office for their work experience program. Excuse me, in terms of going to the stores, that will probably just one day, hey?
That's just one day.
So it's one day that you will be sent to a store, but you would have to go to the store that the business tells you to go to. But I'm sure you guys can obviously discuss that at that time. Do you choose which Mr. Price to apply to town, or you guys just place trainees? All trainees are based at the head office. You don't work in the stores at all. What are the minimum requirements to apply for the traineeship or WEP in terms of marks? So we don't currently look at marks. You guys need to be studying the correct qualification. If you go into the work experience program link, it will tell you all the qualifications that are there. How long does the traineeship take? So that's actually something that I didn't mention, which is actually a good thing about the Mr. Price traineeship. Once you have a traineeship at Mr. Price, you now have a permanent job at Mr. Price. So unlike other companies where you'll have a traineeship which will last you a year or 2 years, you now have a permanent position at Mr. Price, and you have the opportunity to work yourself up the ranks. When applying, do you send your academic record or recent results? When you're applying, you can attach your academic record as well as your CV. Please try and attach that as one document. Do we need to create a CV in order to apply? Yes, you will need to create a CV. Please make sure it has all your contact details, basic details, qualification, and where you're studying. And if you have done any other part-time work or anything, achieved any awards or anything, please make sure you do include that in your CV as well. How do you do the selection process, and what do you look for in an applicant? So we look for an all-rounded applicant, someone who will fit our culture, someone who's knowledgeable and shows that they know basically what they've studied. So basically in the first stages of the screening process, we look at what you've studied and stuff like that. Then you will do the higher view interview. And that's basically for us to see who you are. So one thing for you to remember, especially in an interview, is to make sure that you display who you are authentically. So if you come into Mr. Price, you'll see that we're all different, but we are the same. It's a weird thing to say, but you have your introverts, you have your extroverts. So don't think that you need to show yourself as an extrovert when you're an introvert, because you need to have that yin and yang. So just be yourself in that interview, and that's basically what's the main thing that we look for, is for you to just be yourself. Can someone else who has the link please resend it? Okay, they've sent it. Do honors supply chain students qualify for the WEP? Yes, they do. The application link will be on the MRP Careers website. Even if you Google it, it would come up. So as BCom accounting trainee, after the traineeship, will I automatically join the finance or costing department? of the company since I will be permanent? Will I automate? No, so if you come in as a planner, you will be in the planner stream. If you want to apply for anything out of that role, you will have that opportunity too after a certain stage and after you've completed your full term in terms of all your training, etc. But remember, it's also a foot in the door. I'm just looking for more questions. Guys, the link is in the chat box. If you can scroll up or down, you will find them. The CV and academic record for the intern, for the traineeship, not web, right? You will still need your CV for the work experience program. That's how you would apply, because we would need all your details on there as well. Will proof of registration be sufficient in substitution for academic record? Yes, correct. It's not something that's mandatory, but your CV is mandatory. Farah, who presented earlier, joined the web planning stream before being appointed as a graduate trainee planner with us. Yes, that's correct, right? And is there a link to apply for web? Tunnel, where to the link was sent in the chat box. If you can just scroll up, you will see it there. Okay, so that's it, I think, in terms of questions. Okay, we just have a few more here. I'm a third year student. Yes, so if your major is in management, you can try apply for the planning role. Are BCom general students also included? Yes. Okay, the link is in the chat box to those who are commenting in the Q&A box. Okay, so I think we are done with the questions. Yeah, I think that's it from us, guys. Again, if you did not receive the link, please don't stress. We will be sending something out to the university and they will send it to you guys with all the details. You can also check MRP Careers website and the applications will be there. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we are based near Moses Mabhida.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Michelle, I'm not sure if you're still here.
Yes, I am. I've just turned my video on there. I don't know if you can see me.
Okay, I can see you now.
Yeah, no, well, nothing other than a very, very big thank you to the three of you for joining us here today. We are so very grateful as an academic in this university. It's just, yeah, it's wonderful to be able to share time with you who work in the real world, so to speak, and just to share this information and this knowledge with our students. As you can see, they have lots of questions, and thank you so much for taking the time to answer them all. Yeah, just a very big thank you to the three of you, and yeah, I certainly look forward to seeing you all again soon, hopefully. And yeah, that's it. Just thanks very much.
Yes, thanks so much, Mish, and thanks so much to everyone who has joined. I will be looking forward to those applications. I do remember some names who are in the chat box, so I will be looking forward to seeing those applications come through, and good luck with those applications and the rest of your studies. I hope to see you guys soon as well. We will be coming to campus soon, hopefully, after web, but yeah. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Thanks.